She didn't steal money. She didn't steal a man. She stole her sister's face and ran a full client roster for 3 days. The internet had thoughts.
You are so
The
talented,
11
Ethan.
clients
You've given me
did
so
not
much
care.
confidence.
In Abuja, where glass towers catch the morning sun and throw it back like a boast, there lived two sisters in a 2-bedroom flat in Wuse 2. Their names were Adaize and Chisom, and if you had met them both on the same afternoon, you would have sworn God made them from different clay. Adaize was the elder by 3 years, and the kind of woman who made a room feel intentional. Not loud, not flashy, simply present, the way a well-placed candle is present. She was a makeup artist whose clientele stretched from Maitama wives to Nollywood actresses. Her Instagram had 180,000 followers. Her waiting list had 47 names on it. She wore her own face, clear skin, minimal product, because she had learned long ago that confidence was the best contour. Chisom was beautiful the way a borrowed dress is beautiful. Spectacular on the surface, but never quite fitting right. She had tried modeling. The agency said her work needed work. Tried influencing. Her aesthetic was, in their polished words, inconsistent, and was currently trying to be a Daisy. Not metaphorically, literally. Every morning, Chisom would sit at Adaize's vanity, uninvited, and practice her sister's signature techniques. The feathered brow, the blurred lip, the impossible glow that clients called the Adaize finish. And every morning, Adaize would stand in the doorway in her housecoat with her cup of Lipton tea and watch, saying nothing, because what was there to say? She had said it before.
That's my Fenty
Chisom,
foundation. The
that's
shade
my
doesn't even
Fenty
match you.
foundation. The shade doesn't even match you.
I'm just practicing.
I'm just practicing. Practicing to be me, practicing to be better.
Practicing to be better.
A pause, the kind that holds an entire argument inside it. My client come to me because I'm me, Chisom. You can't copy a soul. Watch me. Adaize laughed, not unkindly, and went to make her breakfast. She did not know that her sister had already been watching for months, studying, mapping, memorizing. Not just the techniques, the tone of voice, the laugh, the way Adaize tilted her head when a client said something she didn't quite believe. Chisom was not practicing to be better. She was practicing to be Adaize.
There's a woman in Gaki Market whom the traders call Mama Ize. She has no store number. She appears between the yam sellers and the phone accessory boys, like she has always been there and always will be. Her wares sit in a wooden box, lined with Ankara cloth, small vials, knotted threads, folded papers. She sells what the churches cannot fix and the hospitals cannot explain. Chisom had heard about her from a girl at the salon, the kind of tip that travels in whispers, past mouth to ear, like a secret that knows it shouldn't be spoken above a murmur. She found Mama Ize on a Tuesday, dressed in her best outfit so she would not be taken for a time waster.
I want
to look like my sister. Mama Ize did not look up from her box. Plenty of girls want to look like their sisters. Buy a good wig. I want to be mistaken for her, completely, by everyone who knows her. Now the old woman looked up. Her eyes did the thing eyes do when they are measuring something beyond what is visible. That is a different thing entirely. I know. Does she know? Chisom's silence was its own answer. Mama Ize was quiet for a long moment. Then she reached into the deepest corner of her box and produced a small brown vial, the kind that looks like it holds perfume, but smells like something older than perfume. She held it between two fingers like a verdict. 3 drops on the face at midnight. Your sister must be sleeping in the same building. You will wake wearing what she wears, not just her face, but her light, the thing people respond to when they see her. For how long? For as long as you believe it. What's the catch? Mama Ize smiled, and it was the smile of someone watching a pot come to boil. There is always a catch, but the greedy never wait to hear it. Chisom put 2,000 naira on the wooden box and left without asking. She should have asked.
The next morning, Chisom walked into Adaize's studio. Her sister was in Kaduna for a bridal job, 3 days away, and sat in the makeup chair. She looked at herself in the ring light mirror. She was Adaize. Not approximately, Not superficially, she was Adaeze the way a key is its lock, specific, exact, and made for one purpose. The same high forehead, the same dimple that appeared only when the smile was real, even the small scar beneath the left ear from a childhood fall. Chisom's skin now wore like a borrowed scar that had decided to stay. She pressed record on her phone and posted her first video. Good morning, loves. New client tutorial coming tonight. The Adaeze finish, but better. The comments came like rainfall in August, sudden and total. Ade, you look amazing. Sis, did you do something to your hair? This is giving different energy. I'm obsessed. Book me, please. Chisom laughed until her borrowed cheeks hurt. By the end of the first day, she had taken 3 bookings under Adaeze's name. By the second, she had taken 7. She answered DMs in Adaeze's voice, warm, measured, a little funny. She quoted Adaeze's prices. She wore Adaeze's aprons. She sat in Adaeze's chair and did Adaeze's work. And the client looked at her face and said, Adaeze, you are even more beautiful in person. And something strange happened inside Chisom. She believed them.
Adaeze came home on a Thursday. She walked into her studio and found a client in her chair, Chisom standing over her with a brush in hand, and a room that smelled of her products, her incense, her work. She stood in the doorway the way you stand when you walk into a room that is yours but does not feel like yours anymore. The client looked up. Oh, you must be the sister. Ada was just telling me about you. Ada. Her client called her sister Ada. Her name in her studio to her face. Chisom turned around and the air left the room like something had punctured it. Because Chisom was wearing Adaeze's face and Adaeze was standing in the door. And the 2 women looked at each other across the studio with the peculiar horror of a lie that has finally been walked in on. The client looked between them, then back, then between them again. Oh, she said simply, which was the only sensible thing to say. Adaeze did not shout. She did not cry. She did something more unsettling. She went very still, the way a city goes still before the power cuts. Finish the client, she said. Her voice was a closed door. Ada, I can explain. Finish the client. Chisom finished the client. The client left very quickly. The conversation that followed had no raised voices and no tears, and was therefore the most frightening conversation either sister had ever had. How long? 3 days. How many clients? 12. You took my face, Chisom. I took your techniques. My face, my name, my light. Don't correct me. Silence. I just wanted what you have. I know. You've always wanted what I have. But Chisom, did you want the 10 years of rejection first? The clients who said my work was interesting but not quite right. The year I ate noodles for dinner 4 times a week because I believed in something nobody else could see yet. Did you want those too, or just the finish? Chisom said nothing because the answer was, of course, just the finish.
Adaeze posted a video that evening. It was calm. It was warm. It was exactly her voice, the one Chisom had spent months imitating. Hey loves, quick update. Some of you have been booked with my sister Chisom this week. She is gifted, truly, but she's not me and she was not authorized to work under my name. If you'd like a refund or a rebooking with me, my DMs are open. If you loved your result with her, I'm happy for you. She learned from the best. The comments were immediate, divided, and completely viral. The internet, faithful to its nature, took sides. Half called Chisom a fraud and a thief. The other half watched her 3-day content archive and said, wait, she's actually really good though. And here is where the story turns on itself, the way a river turns when it meets rock and discovers it has been flowing the wrong direction all along. Because the 12 clients Chisom had served in 3 days, 11 of them posted glowing reviews, not for Adaeze, for Chisom. They had seen the post, they knew now who had done their makeup, and they posted anyway. I don't care about the drama. My skin looked like a Renaissance painting,
At Chisom Beauty, book me again. Chisom read the comments in the dark of her room, still wearing her sister's face because she had not slept and the charm had not faded. She read 11 glowing reviews. Reviews for her work, her hands, her eye, just someone else's face. And in the hollow silence of that realization, she understood the catch Mama Ize had not waited to explain. The face was alone. The talent was always hers, and she would never know now which one they were praising. She had wanted to be seen. Instead, she had made herself invisible inside someone else's features. Every compliment from now on would carry a question she could not answer. Was it me or was it her face? That question, once planted, does not stop growing. By morning, the charm had broken. Or perhaps Chisom had stopped believing it, which amounted to the same thing. She woke as herself, her own forehead, her own nose, her own scar-free skin beneath the left ear. She lay there for a long time, looking at the ceiling, holding her own face like something she was not sure she recognized anymore. Adeze knocked and entered without waiting, because this was still, technically, her flat. She looked at her sister, her real sister, and something in her posture relaxed, the way a door relaxes when the right key turns. "You're back." "I'm back." A pause. "Chisom, those 11 reviews. Don't. They were for you. They were for your face. My face doesn't hold a brush. My face doesn't blend a contour. That was your hands. I know my own techniques. What you did in those videos was not a copy. It was a conversation. You were arguing back." Chisom stared at her sister. "Why are you being kind to me right now? I stole from you. You stole my face. You can't steal what I spent 10 years building inside myself. What are you saying?" Adeze sat on the edge of the bed, with the certainty of a woman who has thought about this since the video posted. "I'm saying, build your own name, the same way I built mine. I'll show you what I didn't show you before. The rejection years, the doubt years, the noodle dinner years, all of it. And if I don't want to start from nothing, then you'll spend your whole life borrowing faces, and every time someone claps, you'll wonder if they are clapping for you or for the mask. Is that a life?" Chisom thought about the question for 3 days. She thought about it while she set up her own ring light in the corner of her own room. She thought about it while she opened her own Instagram account, at Chisom Creates, with 0 followers and her own unadorned face looking back at her in the camera. She posted her first video on a Saturday. Her own techniques, her own voice, her own dimple, which was not like Adeze's dimple at all actually. Hers appeared even when the smile was uncertain, maybe especially then. By Sunday night, she had 400 followers. Not because she was Adeze, because she was finally, terrifyingly, undeniably herself. A face borrowed in the night must be returned by morning, but the talent you discovered wearing it, that one they cannot take back. And that is how Chisom became Chisom.